guys, I hope you all are safe and staying at home. So today's video is to make food at home which is healthy, nutritious, and you can quickly make it, and also very tasty. So let's begin with the recipes. The very first one is tofu masala dosa. So obviously tofu and a few vegetables. I have used capsicum, beetroot and cabbage. So take a kadai, add cumin seeds and then add these vegetables. Now make sure that you cook these vegetables really well. And also I feel instead of grating beetroot, just cut beetroot in cubes because it gives a nice crunch to the stuffing. And once it's really well cooked, go ahead and add haldi, namak, mirchi. Again mix it well and cook it properly. And post that add tomatoes. You have to make sure that the tomatoes are cooked really well and mushy before you add the tofu. The tomatoes need to be sure will look. Once that is done, let's move on to chutney. So these are the ingredients that you require for the chutney, and you just basically have to grind it. And once it's grinded, this is how it will look. Now it's time for tadka. So it's the normal South Indian tadka: mustard, urad dal, dry chili, and then some curry leaves. You just pour it into the grinded mixture. Now you don't need the chutney because the dosha is in itself tasty, but I just made it for my future recipes. So yeah, you just make dosha. If you can make thin ones, you can make thin ones. I can't make, so I've made a fat one. So just add in this stuffing, and that is capsicum bhaji. These are the ingredients that you require for capsicum bhaji. This has come directly out of my mother's kitchen, and I've just cut the vegetables here. And now as usual, my kadai is back. So just add oil and add cumin seeds to it. Once you add cumin seeds, add onions, let the onions cook really well, and that's when you go ahead and add dal. Now this dal was soaked for good 2 to 3 hours, and hence that is why you see water. So if you have time, please soak the dal, and if you don't have time, you can use just soak it for half an hour. So yeah, add in haldi, namak, mirchi. If you have soaked it for more time, I'll have to add less of water. I've just added 1 glass of water. If you've soaked it for less time, just add more amount of water. So yeah, put on the lid and just cook the dal. You basically first cook the dal, and that is when, after that is when you cook the vegetables. So now is the time to put capsicum. Once you put capsicum, add tomatoes to it, and again let the tomatoes be mushy. And yeah, your bhaji is ready with a lot of coriander in it. So I had it with ragi papad, which I got from Sabutara. Yummy. So this is pumpkin paratha. So you need pumpkin, obviously. 2.5 cups of grated pumpkin is what I've used. The kadai has made a comeback, guys. So oil, zeera, mirchi, and then you put in the grated pumpkin. Now the funda here is that you have to make sure that the pumpkin is really cooked. There should not be any rawness, neither in texture nor in taste while you put this pumpkin. So just mix it properly, add haldi, namak, mirchi, and then just add curry leaves, and this is how your mixture should look. Once that is done, let it cool down. Add it into atta. I've used 2.5 cups of atta. Just add masalas into the atta as well. I don't like ajwain taste in pumpkin paratha, so I've not put all that. Just haldi, namak, mirchi. Make a dough of it, and yeah, just make normal parathas like you do with the rolling board and pin, and just make a round paratha. I feel that if you use ghee, there's a very nice taste which comes to the parathas. Hence I've used ghee. You just flip it, and then again cook it really well. And children, this is how the paratha is made. So now I had it with sweet curd. Moving on, talking about sweet, I had a sweet craving that day. Hence I peeled, and I am grating beetroot so that I can make beetroot halwa, which is both healthy and sweet. So you need almonds and jaggery. So just take 1 teaspoon of ghee. Take 1 teaspoon, don't take more than that. So 1 teaspoon, and make sure that you cook the beetroot thoroughly in this 1 teaspoon of ghee. So now you put beetroot, and you have to again, just like I said about the pumpkin thing, same goes with the beetroot. You have to cook the beetroot really well in the ghee. So make sure there is no rawness in texture nor in taste. So I've just put on the lid, and I've made sure that you cooked the beetroot. Now you add jaggery and almonds to it. Again you can put the lid and then cook it. Jaggery will ooze out its syrup, and that's how it will give the sweet taste to the beetroot. And this should all be mixed, and this should all be holistic, and this is how it should look like, rich. I'm already salivating. So I had it with chapati because puri is too oily apparently and unhealthy. Moving on to batata bhaji. These are the ingredients that you require for batata bhaji. So first you take oil, cumin, and then add ginger, garlic, green chili paste. So three ingredient paste is there, and make sure that you can these three ingredients are pasted together. So add onions. Once the onions are cooked well, then is when you add potatoes. Now you can mash the potatoes beforehand, but I like to mash it in the kadai, hence I'm mashing it like this. So once it's mashed with the oil and onions, add haldi and namak. So mix it really well. You don't have to add mirchi. So you need a lot of coriander for this. So your bhaji is ready. Now that day I was fasting. It was a Tuesday, so I went a little overboard and made amti. And this is me scraping coconut for the amti. So these are the ingredients for the amti. You just basically have to put it in a mixer jar and just grind it. Once this is grinded, take you also need dal for it, yeah, boiled dal. So just take another kadai, add oil, add mustard, add zeera, and then add this the chutney, the mixture that we made, that we grinded. Make sure that is cooked really well, and then you add the dal, haldi, namak, mirchi, and amsul, and also jaggery towards the end. This is how your amti will look, guys. So take care of yourself, stay indoors, wash your hands, and be safe.